Welcome to Thomas and Friends Iceberg. I am your host, Cultyful Productions, formerly known as Lemur Fun, and I will be going through the things I will be discussing on this iceberg. Will be going most known to less known. So, we're gonna be starting. The Great Discovery. The Great Discovery is probably the most loved Thomas movie out there. And I think people were really excited when it came out, and it's probably the last golden thing to come out of us. Season 12 was just a letdown. Yeah, when it just came out, everyone who found out, they saw all these people, and they just went over to them and they said tell everyone. I'd say it was pretty hyped up. Season 2 scrapped episodes. The missing coach was originally supposed to be something that had to do with Donald and Douglas, which we now know as somewhat. Most of the elements were made to make Break Van. And to be honest, I wonder what if this was the actual what if we actually got this version instead? That'd be cool. All Engines Go. All Engines Go is regarded by most fans as the horrible thing which was more unrealistic. And it's just them as childs, apparently, and Thomas and Nia met then. They met in that stupid 2018 movie, when this is even stupider. The Marklin engine. The Marklin engine is an oddity in the Thomas universe. It was supposed to make the scene look actionable by making, when you see an engine, but when you see luggage being pulled, but you never see the engine. To be honest, this is kind of crazy that they didn't even put a face. However, he was later destroyed along with City of Churro, excluding City of Churro's chassis for the scrap scenes in the show. Season 12. Season 12 is probably regarded as the worst season. The animation are the models, but with CGI. Whoa. More horrifying there. Now let's move down to where? Spin-offs. In the Thomas and Friends run, there are many of the spin-offs, including Jack in the Pack, and which I personally like better than Tugs. I have not seen Tugs enough to know which one, if I like Tugs, or if it's even interesting. But I've heard good things out of it, and, never judge a book by its cover. But either way, I probably like Jack in the Pack better. Tugs sounds very interesting. Anyway, these spin-offs are set in the same universe. Most definitely Jack in the Pack, considering Thomas and Friends characters appear in there. We see Toby. Yes, seriously, we see Toby at the start of Thomas and the Moles, and Thomas and Percy do appear quite a lot. Especially, not even as secondary characters, they have more episodes. Thomas and Percy have more episodes with their name in the title than the actual main characters. Dead Grizzly. In the book Enterprising Engines, Gordon shows open his like to realizing that all of his brothers have been scrapped. Basically slang for killed in the Thomas universe. Scruffy died. There's an episode called Put Upon Percy where we see Scruffy's valiant return after an episode. This is his second appearance. Also, his last appearance, because they were going through the mines so fast, him and the other trucks, if I would mention if they had names. And Scruffy gets aboard, burying all of them alive. And they couldn't even serve, and if that wasn't enough, the entire thing collapses. Not looking good. paint another skull on the human's carelessness. Stepney Court. I am so sorry, but I could not find an image for this, so I will just say it right now. So worker Britt Allcroft for Thomas and Friends, that there was a character called Stepney who was based off Stepney from the Bluebell Railway, which is a real place. However, she did not know this, and when she figured it out, she actually tried to file a lawsuit against the actual Bluebell Railway. Let's move down a layer. So Topham Hatt talked to the narrator. Also, just a quick side note, I'm noticing this just now that the Peter Sam prop from season 4 was found. Congrats to whoever found that. Yay, now we know it. Now back to the iceberg. Disgraceful. Yep, sorry about that. All you gotta do is speed up the clip. Basically, what I was saying about this tier is that Sir Topham Hatt was on the phone with a narrator. Eating toast and marmalade. The butler came in. Please ignore that. I know it's horrifying, but it'll only make sense when he's on the phone. Then you'll hear him talking normally. Excuse me, sir. You're wanted on the telephone. Bother that telephone, said Sir Topham Hatt. Oh, sorry for making you sit through that. It turned out that it was actually even more sped up than I thought it was. So it just was random gibberish. Basically, when Sir Topham Hatt was on the phone you hear the narrator saying it's only sped up. He says, "The law is the law, and you cannot change it." Barry. You might not know what I'm talking about, but I'll just cut to the chase. There's a canceled Railway series book called Barry the Rescue Engine. And we don't really know much about them other than possible model. It is currently unknown what effect this would have played on the books or even the TV show if he made it in, if this book was revealed to the public. Two-headed engine. If you read the title of my username, you know that I do Colby Fell stuff here. But here's something you might not notice. When I say two-headed engines, I'm not referring to Mighty Mac with the engines on two different smoke boxes. So it's like, how do they move? I mean less similar. Like, there's these, and the Colby Fell engines have these weird features about them. They have a normal face on the top, but when you turn the back, what I'm saying is that they have a face on their smoke box and on their ghost. I actually couldn't find the clip for this, but this was probably due to the thing being undone. Thomas's driver's head shakes without reason. However, some people theory that this might actually be Wilbur Awdry, the author, ghost playing around as he died recently at that time. No one was hurt. This is a common line used in Thomas and Friends, but I'm gonna beg against it. It's one episode, Break Van, which I already mentioned. A brake van gets torn to death. They just don't like the trucks for some reason. Trucks are treated horribly for no good reason. So but the thing here is that the breaking was crushed in pieces, and the narrator still says no one had been hurt. Sorry, I am not trying to make fun of narrators George Carlin. Rest in peace. Or Ringo Starr. Wait, he's not dead. Wait, is Ringo Starr? I don't know. Let's go down to the last layer. Also, funny with that picture, you're about to find out. Thomas Elderly face. Basically, what I'm referring to is that this face right here was actually used was made during season 4 as a prank on the cameraman. I heard this had David rolling on the floor laughing when this was shown. Duke is dead. This is a comedically loved Thomas character who is probably one of the first characters imaginable that people think of. Probably the first or second oldest actually trained character that made it in the series, at least. Steven's probably older. You know, everybody who doesn't like Duke? He's iconic. But there was this problem I have. You see, the railways started closing down. A lot of things weren't going the way they were. And they had to lock Duke in a shed. So basically, Duke was basically Duke was left alone in a sleep which seems never ending until they free him. However, my theory is that this is just a hallucination. However, there is evidence to this not being a hallucination, considering that he appears in the background. But I'm assuming this is just an Easter egg. Remember this guy? Well, there's a theory, considering the same model, is that what if Rheneas is Smudger in disguise? Think about it. In the flashbacks, honestly, Rheneas was basically like a sensation, probably underrated. Clearly gets all the attention. Oh, Rheneas was a weird name. Ooh. We will rock you. But as more of a bonus question, we all know that agents can get new paint, as shown in James' Dream CGI series. Also, time to do a bonus one. Question: what the heck happened to Ivo Hugh? He didn't even make it in the series. Sure, Smudger got turned into a generator. Yes, I just said that. Racism. Oh my God, where do I start with this? This is probably the most real-life topic Thomas has touched. Basically, I know I did this while watching the more CGI series where James, but pretty much an example of this is James being mean to just harassing Diesels for being Diesels. Sometimes Gordon too. And even Edward harassed Cranes. I mean, he was hit by Cranky, so at least that's evidence. But the heck did they do to James? This also to Gordon. This is the reason why I don't really like Gordon. Seriously. I am not a fan of Bruce's character. I don't think anyone should be. Why do people like Gordon so much? He's nothing but a stuck-up piece. So that's the iceberg. I didn't even fill out every 7 tiers. Oh, what do you know this one? Percy can see the future. Yes, I just said that. Percy can see the future. Technically, there is reason that Percy's promise was really supposed to be in season 2, but was scrapped with season 3. And Percy Takes a Plunge, which was not scrapped from season 2, but was supposed to happen after, Percy was telling a story of them, of that story. He's telling a story of Percy's Promise. So basically giving the audience a heads up for a new season.